look amazing to me. Yeah, all of my homies gon' eat. Yeah, and I could put that on me. Shorty, she giving me brain. Yeah, loving the way that she think. Yeah, shorty, she rolling my weed. I'ma go pour me a drink. Made all of this money this week. Yeah, she look amazing to me. Yeah, all of my homies gon' eat. Yeah, and I could put that on me.
Guys, we've missed you. We're back. I know it's been a very, very, very long time since we have seen you and you've been a part of us. Sooner or later, we have some big things to come. It's me. It's your host, Will Ray. Welcome to the Will Ray Show podcast. And I got a special guest with me, El Luchador, coming fresh off of WrestleMania.
That's y'all. What's up, my friend?
Oh
That's
my God.
y'all, El Luchador. I've been away for so long. I was overseas and I came to WrestleMania.
I mean, well, Ray Fennick stole, not even Ray Fennick, but also...
there's the other person here.
Manny just walked in because he's late as always. He's almost on CP.
Can you put the Madrid game on at least?
That's why I was not here.
What channel is the
There's
Madrid?
There's a chair over here already for you.
Try 1532.
1532.
We got any Real Madrid fans out there? No?
Nope.
Okay.
No 1532.
Keep it, you'll see. That go one? Football La Liga.
This one? Or this one?
That one.
I said that one.
For all that by Pokemon out there, I got hopefully 8 Pokemon cosmetic boxes.
We don't have that. Sorry, Manny. We don't have that.
You don't even have ESPN stream?
No. Kyle does. Say something on that mic. I just want to make sure that you're good.
Hello.
All right, you're good. You're already out. Luckily, we're not live today, so good. You're lucky. You're lucky we're not live today. No, not today.
Why not?
Only because I'm waiting for our graphic designer to make something for me, as well as bring something to me to the forefront. So today, on today's show, guys, like I said, El Luchador is coming with us just off of WrestleMania. Manny is coming from Madrid. Sorry for the delay. We needed some new equipment. Finally got some new equipment. Everything should be up and running. And like I just said, we are going to be going live soon. Check us out soon. I will let y'all know by the end of the show. On today, so basically, we're going to give out some new format on how we're going to be conducting the show from here on out. El Luchador will not always be here with us because I will shoot him.
What the fuck?
At some point, I'm going to shoot him, and he'll end up being dead. And then,
Sorry, what the freak?
especially when we go on when we're online.
¿Qué pasa aquí?
But we're gonna have
Chipotle in here.
because I had Chipotle earlier. We're gonna have abundance of topics, whether it's sports, WWE, entertainment, and stuff like that.
Other stuff too. Stuff in the
Anime.
Popular.
Are we gonna move over that he's gonna fucking shoot me?
No, only
Pokemon cards.
but,
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Probably not.
not Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're dead right now.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
But
Pokemon cards.
on today's show, we're basically going to talk about the Shannon Sharpe debacle of what's going on with
He
that.
likes it up the butt.
Movies that are coming out. It seems like March was horrible for movies until recently with Minecraft, Sinners, The Accountant, and then we got Thunderbolts coming up as well. The summer is just around the corner. Maybe a little bit of NBA talk. At some point when we go live, I will be doing a rant on how the fuck Jalen Hurts is not being respected long enough. But I saw something today that I texted y'all about this topic, and it's going to be a big hit, especially in the comic book community. So, with Superman coming out in July, the big debate that I've always had with people: who won in a fight, the Hulk or Superman? El Luchador, since you're our resident fighter, give me your choice.
Alright, we're talking movies here?
Not movies. We're talking about superheroes.
Like comic book?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I know, I read comic books, you know?
I would hope so.
Yes. Obviously, if we want the strongest, then we gotta get the World Breaker Hulk in there.
Okay.
That's the strongest Hulk there is. And if we want the strongest Superman, that's Cosmic Armor Superman.
I'm with you on that.
And in all honesty,
Batman would beat them both. Honestly.
that's because his plot armor is too much. But in between those two, as Superman.
I think most people, for peak, whether it's Cosmic Armor Superman or All-Star Superman, he will probably win. I don't know. World Breaker Hulk.
He is very strong. He did whoop the Avengers and Illuminati.
I mean, if he went toe to toe in a standstill with Sentry, who is basically Marvel's somewhat version of Superman, and that wasn't even World Breaker Hulk. That was just somebody ridiculously strong and pissed off because somebody killed his parents. Hulk. I mean, not his parents. Who did? His family, his wife and his son got killed. But I think I might have to agree. I think Cosmic Armor Hulk. Superman would probably beat.
Just because I understand that a Hulk gets his powers from radiation and then anger, he grows stronger, and all that. And a lot happened to him to make him so angry. He lost his whole planet that he was abandoned on by Illuminati.
Yeah.
They blew that shit up. Then he came back and he was wrecking house. But the problem is, Superman, without cosmic armor, is already too powerful.
Look.
Well, I
It's a
understand.
man who gets the power from the sun and heals because of the sun.
This man once lifted the book of infinity knowledge, infinity, and weighed infinity, and he picked that up. Yeah, there was Shazam and Wonder Woman, but they weren't doing shit.
Listen.
That was all Superman.
I hate these. I love these topics and I hate these topics for one reason, because whether you're a fan of DC or Marvel, you're gonna pick a side. It's almost like politics at this point. You're always gonna pick a side, no matter if you're right or wrong. But if you're in your feelings about Hulk losing, get over it. Blame the writers. Don't blame us. It's how it is written. That's how it is.
So the biggest thing, no one's ever going to let one or the other side be right just because one's DC, one's Marvel.
Yeah.
It always comes down back to it's the Marvel versus DC. It's not really Superman.
The greatest advice you can take about this, because I hate the power scaling, who wins who, and like even in anime and all that, it's like,
Oh
this
my
person
God, I
wins.
hate that they
The
introduced that.
thing
in anime now.
one person said, what Wiseman once said, the winner, I swear the writers make the winner.
It is.
And that's from Stan Lee when they asked him the question. He's like, it depends on the writer. They can make the character so OP, which it doesn't matter.
Listen, I agree. Manny, what's your thoughts?
Batman would beat them both.
Batman,
Yes, 'cause his
listen,
plot armor is too much.
Batman. Look, I love Batman, but we need to stop putting Batman on a pedestal like this, okay?
Batman has a continuing plan for all of his.
I understand all that, but we're just saying in a random encounter, he just sees him in the street, like he bumps him. He's not beating Hulk.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Batman.
You're trolling.
Iron Man could do it
You're trolling.
with just seeing him there.
You're trolling.
I'm not. You're just upset.
I'm not upset.
You're upset.
I've had this conversation with plenty of
It's
people.
okay.
I got one question for if I know you can answer. I'm not sure you can. Do you think Naruto can talk no jutsu Batman?
No,
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I say no.
He's
okay,
like, Batman, don't beat Batman no more. Do you think he can turn away from being Batman?
No.
Naruto literally turned Pain, who parents were murdered, his best friends were murdered, his best friend was killed in front of him. He was nothing. Left to die.
You know what I realized? Batman is such a great hero, like a top hero, and he doesn't have that much tragedy. Yeah, his parents died, but like every other hero that's so powerful,
No,
something way worse happened. to him.
He's a tragic because he let certain supervillains live at some point in certain comic renditions. This has been a big topic in the comic book
But
community.
I mean, like the origins, like before he was a superhero, it's like
Yes.
his parents died.
I mean,
It's
if you
like
think
I'm
about it-
not trying to like discredit it or all that. But when you look at the other superheroes and all this, like I lost my whole planet. My whole heritage is dead, and they're like not even the top hero or something.
like Spider-Man.
Spider.
His backstory is not as upsetting as people think.
Can I ask y'all a question about the Spider-Man real quick, and then we'll continue on with the whole Superman and Hulk. Hearing just the backstory of Peter Parker from Queens, lives with his auntie, his uncle got killed, he doesn't really have a good job, he does great in school. You would think he would be African American, right?
What is that?
Black.
Yeah, I faced those before.
I mean, because his name is Peter Parker. Come on, Peter Parker.
Have you ever? Not to be right. I've never met a black person named Peter.
What about that one short film was like, there's something strange with the Parker? Or no, that's the Johnson.
That's the John.
Or but their son rapes the father.
Oh my goodness! No, that's a wholly different. All right, back to the Hulk.
different.
You went somewhere and left with it. All right, so
Don't look at
but that it raises an interesting conversation, guys. What do you think? Hulk, Superman? Put it in your comments below under the video. We're going to be posting this as well as on TikTok. So that was just a fun little thing that I'm going to be doing just to start off our show, just to keep the conversation going and wake up El Luchador because he always travels so far from Mexico. I mean, he just lost his job from AAA because, Andrade lost his job as well. But guys, what's been going on?
Andrade lost it too?
Yeah, he got fired today.
You mean Alberto?
Alberto, I said Andrade. I'm sorry.
I was thinking Andrade. I was like, why would he care about AAA?
I was gonna
Alberto just got fired today.
I was gonna say
that man's never gonna be back.
No,
the ring
he's
for
not
as long as he lives.
it made sense already. Like the stuff he did. Oh, God.
No, he's horrible. But what's been going on? Because we've been going. I think our last show was in February, probably right after Valentine's Day.
Real quick, while we're on the WWE topic.
No, before we get to that, just tell me what's been going on for the last month and a half.
For my update, it was my birthday.
Happy birthday!
You turned 48.
Yeah, can you believe El Luchador's best friend, my brother, has never got me a gift for my birthday?
That fucking bastard.
Crazy work. But
That's messed up.
That's
you're
hard.
telling me.
You tell El Luchador, give him an elbow for me.
No, I'll give him my elbow. 2 elbows.
Oh, I was like, I didn't
Recently,
know.
Shit, hold this.
Recently, been doing me and my brother started opening Pokemon cards. We do it more for the love of the game.
Yeah.
We don't really do it for the money. Now, if we can get like really high value cards, we'll sell them to open more packs.
Yeah.
So we'll use it to open more stuff we haven't opened. You know?
Y'all have y'all go to Pokemon cards? Well, obviously, but I'm saying to anyone, or is there certain ones?
Which one are you looking at?
No, y'all mics are on, right?
Oh, we know. This is what you do, ready? Go here. Click on these, and then just start going through all of them. So, but you keep going. We've been opening cards just for the love of the game. It's something we do. Usually, we try to watch anime or movies together. Right now.
By the way, have you heard about Zombies 4?
Yes. Can't talk about Zombies 4. I'm missing 2 people here to talk about Zombies 4.
I finished filming it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the trailer is out. Have yet to watch. If none of you have watched Zombies, Disney Plus, there's 3 movies. Fantastic movies, no matter how you look at them.
No, they're not.
They're great. Will wouldn't know. He's never wanted to watch it with us. Shows you what kind of host he is. Never wants to do it with his people.
No, you're not.
But Zombies 4 is going to be a great time.
It has zombies. It has vampires in it now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. I told Courtney that. She was like, I don't watch that shit either.
It was my idea.
I'm like,
Besides, opening Pokemon cards right now, cards are super expensive, impossible to get, as people know. I try to go to Walmart just in the morning trying to find something.
There's a Pokemon shop right by my comic book store that I go to. I think you could go there and you probably could bring those cards in. I don't know. I have to ask him next time.
But right now, it's almost impossible to find any Pokemon cards. You gotta get lucky.
Really?
Resell stuff. Yeah, it's impossible.
I would think they're easier now.
You can go to Walmart right now and not find a single pack.
What's going on? Somebody must be buying them.
I think Pokemon cards really changed a lot lately in terms of the art now. Instead of back then, it used to be the top of the card was the art.
Yeah.
Now they're doing where the whole card is a special art.
Okay.
And a lot of them cool. Obviously, the really expensive ones go for a lot of money. Those are the ones everyone goes for. But we're just kind of doing it for the love of the game, as we keep saying it, just to open. Just because you always wanted to open packs. Now that you can. You have more money, it's easier.
Now
We're
that
keeping
you're
all
adult,
cards
you
we
can buy
like.
all the stuff that you wanted as a kid. I know, trust me.
Besides that, just getting ready for all the new news coming out soon. I do want to see Sinners.
Me and Corey are going to go see it again tonight. We were going to give a review on it, but I want to wait until they see it, as well as. Did y'all see Minecraft yet?
Nope.
Nah, trust me, I seen a lot of
Look,
them.
there's probably going to be an episode, probably either next week or the following week, where we just review all the movies that's coming out. Because I think it's Sinners, The Accountant, Until Dawn comes out this weekend as well.
I'm pissed off about that.
And then Thunderbolts come out next week, as well as something else after that. So it's the movie season is starting off hot as well. But
yeah, a luchador and my brother have a very common aspect of the fact that they don't like what they did to Until Dawn. You know?
Why?
I can tell you what, Jay. Now, have you played the game?
yes,
Okay, here's my thing. I understand that most of the time the video game movies and all that, they don't do the whole thing, alright?
No.
And I'm alright with that, alright? Even though like Borderlands was shit and all that and didn't make no sense.
Borderlands was hard.
I let it be because it's its own interpretation of the thing, but they kept it in some realm of the game, you know, the Pandora and all. This, I don't know what they did. They're supposed to be Wendigos, and their friend is a serial killer, or not a serial killer. He's just there to scare them for what they did.
That's a premise of it. That's supposedly.
But then now it's like, now we die, we come back, and there's new monsters. What the fuck happened to that?
Real quick, as we're talking about renditions of movies, I guess we all have seen our fair share of renditions of, you know, whatever movie you wanted to. Quick question for the audience: what's your favorite one? Do you guys have any favorite ones? Me, my favorite one, as crazy as it sounds, it's the Speed Racer one.
The old one, yeah, from I think it was like 2008, 2009. Yeah,
I think, especially like
that wasn't bad.
Well, you know,
And
if
the
you look at
public
it
eye-
now,
the public eye was
in the public eye, it's a bad movie. The CGI is
Because
bad,
they-
the graphics is bad. But that ending, like 10-minute scene where like it's the final race,
Yeah.
it's probably some of the best cinematic
It
you'll
hit.
see.
It wasn't. You know what it is?
It wasn't popular in terms of the eyes of the audience, but it became a cult classic because after seeing all these new, movies.
Yeah. All these reboots and reimagining. Listen, I want to say something to the anime world. Y'all need to get the fuck over it, because I know the reason why people didn't like Speed Racer as well. Well, good. The Dragon Ball movie is a different thing in itself, but the La Femme Nikita. What was the one with Scarlett Johansson? I forgot that movie.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. All that. They feel like, all right, if you're gonna take an anime concept cartoon, granted, now how they are designed, besides Dragon Ball. Because Dragon Ball, you could kind of say, but even still, you can't really say that they're Asian. If they're not Asian, it's not real. That's not true to the art. When in fact, it is, because at the end of the day, it's a cartoon. It's an anime. It's a cartoon, but they're not really simplifying their ethnicity into the cartoon. You're in the world. You know what I mean? Like so when they're like in that aspect of it, explaining like, all right, if they say Ash Ketchum was Chinese, he's supposed to be Chinese, but if they did that,
surprisingly, I will say that Pokemon Detective Pikachu was a pretty good movie made.
Yeah.
It was a good movie made. It's possible. It is possible to make good movies. I think you just can't try. You can't try to make it your own.
yeah,
If you're trying to make an adaptation of something, don't try to add your own mix to it, because the moment you do is the moment you ruin what the movie's about.
yeah.
You're not meant to make it your own. Like the Borderlands movie, I don't
No,
know
I don't
why
know what
they
that
tried to make it their own movie, like change everything.
It was a lot of rewrites, and it was COVID
and I think
stuff
that's
like
where they
that.
messed up.
Yeah.
I think the premise that everyone likes is that behind the vault, it's for your head, it's treasure.
Yeah,
But it's always just been a giant monster that you kill that has treasure.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing they could have done was kill the monster, and the moment the monster dies, it just blows up with a bunch of guns coming out.
listen.
But real quick, like I was saying, do you guys have any favorite Rin Dickens movies?
Some that they I don't no, because you know what it is, like they did the RoboCop movie, and I was okay with it, but then I'm like, no, that's not my RoboCop. I'm fine with it, because I look at it more or less like this: if you remake whatever or do a rendition of something, if it works, great, and if it doesn't, I still have the original and I can go back to it. So a lot of people get pissed, especially when it's something that they love and hold. Like, I can't wait for the day that they take, and like we've seen this with Avatar, when they took Avatar, and that first one from M. Night Shyamalan was horrible. And it was only because like some of the stuff didn't make sense. I understood what he was going for, but it just didn't make sense in certain aspects because we knew the lore as well as Dragon Ball. It was like, come on, like if you're not going to get everything right, get certain things right. But if you could make a good story, depending on the fans, it could get toxic. Like Star Wars and DC and Marvel right now are toxic as fuck right now when it comes to the movies and even television shows. So it's you gotta find your right footing in it.
For me, one of my favorite video game renditions, honestly, it's been the recent one. It's the Sonic.
Sonic has been awesome because it's a mixture of both fun and entertainment.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
They know it's like we don't need to get too serious.
We're not going to get too serious. We're going to.
We don't need to have Sonic kill someone.
No, we don't.
We don't need Sonic to see his like whole planet die or something.
No, but it is getting a little bit repetitive with every movie. At the end of it, they just add a new character from the show, and it's starting to get repetitive. You don't have to edit up to do something a little bit different.
But now with the spoiler alert, what they're gonna do now with a different Robotnik and all that, and
no, you know what's actually been saving the Sonic movies? It's been Jim Carrey.
No, because the Robotnik
is awesome.
Or Eggman, he died in the third one, but there's a different.
I didn't even see the third one yet.
Supposedly he died, but he supposedly died in the second one, and then he came back.
Next week on the show, we're gonna have my brother. I promise. El Luchador's not gonna be there now.
No,
Sustain an injury to the head.
But there's a different in the different timeline. There's a different Robotnik that's more evil and all that.
That's why I think.
But anyway, like the story is alright. I enjoy it. They know what to do. They know who to put in. They got Amy and all that now.
Yeah, we'll see how they do with them.
We'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. This is pretty good now. Especially my boy Shadow. You know, he was horror farming the hell out of that movie.
Look, let me tell you something.
John Wick was really him.
He was kicking everybody ass, and he was like, "Come on, that was good." How they did him, but
just my final thing about this video game rendition and all that. I just see a lot of like the directors like I want to put my own spin on it, and like they don't watch the whole thing. Like the God of War live action.
Yeah.
That guy was like, I tried playing the game, but it's too hard, so I gave up. What the fuck is that?
The guy who created the as much as we don't talk about it, the Dragon Ball Evolutions, the live action one. Even he said that he's never watched Dragon Ball.
It was
but
horrible.
We gotta give him his flowers because if he didn't do that movie, then Akira, rest in peace, he wouldn't have made more Dragon Ball.
True.
Because he saw the disgraces. Like, I gotta fix this.
I gotta fix this shit.
Hey.
And then, if anything, that guy has to give even more thanks to the director that made Snow White. Because now that's the #1 worst movie.
And that's only based because of popularity and stuff like that. But you know what's a great rendition that's out right now that based on video games and stuff like that is The Last of Us. I haven't caught up on season 2 just yet, but that has been phenomenal. For every bit for bit, scene for scene, cut for cut, like they'll take certain little liberties and stuff like that in terms of story wise, but everything is from the game in terms of story. Anything that you want campaign wise that you'd be like, do that in movie, they're doing that in television.
My biggest issue with The Last of Us, it's not me personal issue. It's the issues I've seen online. The biggest one is always Ellie. No one likes the person who's playing her just because it doesn't look like her. I think the biggest issue people don't realize when it comes to that is like you gotta be able to find a lead actor that's that old and is good.
Yes.
It's hard to go out. You can go out and find someone that's gonna look like the character, but if they can't act, you're not gonna have a good show. Like you're better off having a great actress that doesn't look like them than having a bad actress that looks like them.
Yes, as long as they bring the spirit of that character out. Like we do the fan casting all day, and we'll probably do some again with when we did it with Green Lantern and Wonder Woman. Like they'll say Rhea Ripley should be Wonder Woman. She can't act, and she's Australian. How you gonna do
I think most people don't realize that a lot of WWE stars could, well, a lot of now WWE stars could definitely become actors just because they had to act non-stop. Like back then, it was a lot different just because back then WWE stars weren't stars or actors, they were rock stars. That's who they were trying to be. Now, WWE stars don't treat themselves like rock stars, they treat themselves like athletes.
Yeah.
And most of those athletes are conditioning their body, learning their lines, you know? A lot of those actors could be in movies nowadays. Now, I'm not saying they'll probably make it into like Marvel movies yet, but the right person like Rhea could easily make it in there.
If she wants to, she's young enough to do it. But I'm just saying, in terms of fan cast, like anybody.
John Cena's a prime example.
Prime Dave Bautista, The Rock, and all that. Let's go.
The Rock like that.
But he's one of those guys.
Yeah, but I mean, like they've had a successful movie in like. No offense to The Rock again, but Bautista had success in.
He's a better actor. Yes.
Yeah, but he's had success in Marvel, while John Cena had success in DC. I don't think The Rock had success in one of those characters. But I think at the same time, it's because people see him as The Rock, and they don't give him the shot to be Dwayne.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the issue. I think that's why it's a lot easier for WWE stars now, because people will look at them more like actors and rock
I think it would be hard to separate, though, and that's why I say fan casting is somewhat toxic, because like they'll take Kai Cenat and say, oh, he should be Miles Morales. You'd be like, he's a fucking streamer. He can't act. Let's be realistic. But that was a nice little conversation that we had. And what we were just talking about with Pokemon and stuff like that. Let me ask you a question. Pokemon or Digimon?
Me, I've always been a Pokemon first, so I would go Pokemon easily.
A luchador? The Digimon here, Mexico?
Yeah.
To be fair, we got Pokemon first before Digimon. Digimon came like 15 years after. If you guys didn't know, Mexico gets stuff very late. They just got like Teen Titans right now.
So what you're saying is Mexico's in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I went back to
Have you not seen, if you look up the style,
I don't.
The only thing they're caught up is Dragon Ball. They're all the way caught up.
Yeah, Dragon Ball, and Power Rangers.
That too.
Oh, of course.
There's two things one thing in Mexico that will always be a certain, and that's that Dragon Ball is up to date.
But
I believe that they usually have their version of a dub before USA.
No, I know, because they get it. It's easier to get to Mexico than the American, because they gotta edit and stuff like that. It's a fucked up thing that Americans do with certain anime stuff. Like, if you really remember, and this is a real quick story, with Yu-Gi-Oh, how certain characters were dressed a little bit provocative, the monster character, and then they took it and they're like, nope, we're going to put more clothes on you.
The biggest one would be, I think it's the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, where there's a character named Bandit Keith. Mm-hmm. Now, Bandit Keith represents America, right? Yeah. He has a bandana, he's tough.
Yeah. American cool. Bandana is that. So yeah.
In the first episode in Japan, he pulls out a gun.
Yes.
And he's holding someone hostage with a gun. But the reason why he has a gun is because, to Japan, that's what the American is.
Yes.
Their gun, the flag, And then when they
brought it over
here, they completely deleted the gun. But, he was still holding the guy like this, like there was a gun there. They just completely took off the gun. And then instead, they called him Bandit Keith.
Yeah.
Which is one of the funniest things.
And with the Harpy ladies were dressed like S&M characters, and they put clothes on them and stuff like that. That was just a quick little story on why it's probably easier to get stuff in Mexico than it is in America. So.
But like I was saying, between Digimon and Pokemon, I gotta go with Pokemon. This is a story I would tell, and we'll keep it a secret. When that Butterfree episode happened,
oh my god,
I cried. I took off my mask.
It was the last time a luchador cried, and the first time.
I took off my mask, man. Why? Because the mask was getting pulled ears. Yeah, it was a sad episode. I cried, man.
Not the Butterfree episode.
Butterfree.
That's the one that made you cry.
The Butterfree.
What sadder episode is it?
I don't. When Pikachu dies. But if we're talking, that's a movie. That's a movie.
Yeah, I'm talking about the show.
If we're talking show, you could go with any other Pokemon besides Butterfree leaving that Ash has given away because they've gone and had to do something else. Bulbasaur having to protect the forest. Squirtle doing the fire.
Didn't leave, though. He still owns
He came back. I know, but
he still owns them.
But when
Butterfree literally was like
because he went to go have a family. He was like, "Yo, deuces, I got a wife now. I don't need you."
But
the
Did Butterfree not have a pink wife?
The difference is when Butterfree left, it was like I didn't want you to leave.
So you would get
mad.
mad if your best friend left you to go get some ass. That's what you're saying.
I won't get mad. But the thing is, when Ash gave away his other Pokemon, like the Charizard, the Hunter, and all that was bullshit because, like, from the fans' view, it's like, bro, that's your strongest Pokemon. You're gonna get rid of that? That's just why you're losing.
Listen,
you are not locked in.
The Charizard one was valid because he wanted for him to go train some more to get him more
I can
powerful.
understand it a little bit.
Because we've
Hunter,
done that in the games.
Hunter?
We left them at the daycare to leave them to get their MP up and then come back and get them. That's what he was doing.
No. What you're telling me right now, he was not locked in.
He wasn't.
He was not locked in.
Look.
Oh, yeah, I beat Gary in a good job. You loosened the whole thing now.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I don't care about the person.
Listen, the move that he... Look, we could go along. Listen, Pokemon will forever be synonymous with a lot of our generation
What's your
and stuff
favorite
like
Pokemon?
that. My favorite Pokemon? Ooh.
How about you? You can listen. You can answer
Favorite Pokemon?
Chikorita. It's
those.
Chikorita.
Chikorita.
I love Chikorita.
Wow, I never heard that
I
one.
don't even want to answer anymore after
I love Chikorita because it's a ground grass type.
No, it's not ground.
It should be ground.
It's just
It should be ground.
You thinking of Turtwig?
Huh?
Are you thinking of Turtwig?
No, Chikorita.
Because Turtwig becomes... Oh no, he does learn Earth
Yeah.
moves.
But so does Magnum and all that, and Chikorita and all that. Yes, she does. Once he evolves. Because see, Chikorita's a girl, so that's why I always...
No, Chikorita's a male or female.
Chikorita is a girl.
It's a male or
I
female.
said, you know what, bitch? Shoot your ass. But no. Answer your favorite Pokemon first.
Mine would probably...
Don't.
I guess I'm going basic answer without like including legendaries or much something. We'll go probably Lucario. No, Typhlosion.
Okay, that's not bad. What about you, Luchador?
You know, before the old one, that was my guy Onyx.
I mean, that's
I
not
like the Onyx. I just in my mind, if Pokemon real, I would like to pull up with a gigantic rock snake, just pulling up. Got aura.
I'm with you.
But now the new Pokemon came out, you know.
Who?
I think fans will be surprised when they hear my answer. The Helllucha Pokemon.
I know it's a
I know
who you're
it's
talking about.
whoa, how, what?
For anyone who doesn't understand who Hawlucha is, it's just a wrestling.
I'm gonna put a picture up of it.
bird.
It's a wrestling bird. But no, I
inspired that.
like I said,
They had the same color scheme.
Pokemon is famous.
No, my best friend loves Digimon.
But I would, if I'm gonna have to pick, which one would I rather have? Because unless you're gonna tell me Pokemon is real and I can go be a Pokemon master, I don't
See,
know.
well, this is the issue, right?
I'd pick
When
Digimon.
you talk about Digimon, what are you talking about Digimon? Are you talking about a specific Digimon show, or are you talking about just Digimon?
Because see, it's different because
Because
there's
Pokemon
there's
technically
five now.
continues.
Yeah.
It's one person all the way.
It's the same
for a
fucking
while.
story.
Well, Digimon, even though you might see some of the characters in the newer ones, every season is always a new team.
And you want to talk about emotion, all right? The first two seasons of Digimon was emotion, all right? But yeah, I'll take a Digimon. I'd rather take Digimon
But that's the thing, though. Digimon needed 2 seasons to get emotional.
No, that
Pokemon
first
needed
season.
1 episode in the first 10.
Yeah,
No, not as much as Digimon. Look, there was a when Wizardmon got when Wizardmon got people were shedding tears all over. All right, all over. When Patamon got
Fun fact,
all
though,
over.
if you do like to read and you want to read like darker versions of Pokemon, the manga is a lot darker.
Yes.
They have no problem filling out other Pokemon.
You know what? That says a lot about our
Do you
society.
guys ever watch the videos where like the chef is making food out of Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. That's which is disgusting, but it also raises an interesting question about like where are we getting
And
our
now-
food from in Pokemon?
Changing topics one more time. Shannon Sharpe. Everyone.
Nice that was a nice transition. We go from that in terms of dark toward. Listen, all right. So,
Well, this is.
are
Let
you
me
gonna
handle
do
the
it?
segment
Okay,
right
go
now.
ahead.
You know, with many of us know Shannon Sharpe, Unk. That's all I like to call him. One of
Club
the
shit.
greatest
Club
to do it
shit
on the
shit.
field.
At tight end, yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest at tight end. Still playing in the game. I'm gonna have two different opinions on what's going on with him, right?
First, give us the backstory of what's going on.
All right. As many people know, Shannon Sharpe has recently been named in a lawsuit towards him with, I believe at the moment she is 20. I believe right now she is 20, but when they started talking, she was 18.
Supposedly.
Now, supposedly, Shannon Sharpe was messing around with OnlyFans model who is 20. But apparently they were talking or seeing each other since she was 18. That's unclear so far. Well, that stuff's going to come out. I think that will come out. Now, what I mean by having two different views on this, my first view is going to be this, right? I see a lot of people online saying, his first mistake was messing with a 20-year-old. His first mistake was messing with an 18-year-old. He should be married and fixing, getting ready for grandchildren and stuff like that. The first thing I say to that is, I disagree.
He already has grandkids.
Well, yeah, but my biggest thing is just because he's 50, it doesn't mean he has to be married and having, grandkids.
You don't have to talk about it.
No, yeah, no, but I don't want it to be covered. That's why I'm talking about it like this. I disagree with people saying that he should be married, he should be having kids, grandkids, all of that. No one should tell anybody how to live life. If he wants to, because in my opinion, he's smart, he has a lot of money. Maybe he doesn't want to get married and, divorce happens and he doesn't want to lose a lot of his money.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should tell anybody how to live. Maybe he doesn't want to get married and he wants to fool around. If that's the case, as bad as it looks, I get that she's 18, 20, whatever, he's 50. That's a big, big age difference. He didn't do nothing wrong. Let's just put that there. He technically didn't do nothing wrong. It's looked down upon, which I agree. Him talking, being 50 and you banging ass of a 18, 19, or 20-year-old, crazy. Not wrong, but crazy work. I don't agree with people saying
it was crazy work. All right.
It's crazy work. But I disagree with people saying that he should be married and be focusing on that. If he doesn't want to be, let him live his life.
That's the one aspect of it. Okay.
Now, the other aspect is definitely, man's crazy.
Why?
Should not be going after a 20-year-old OnlyFans model. I feel that's the biggest no.
Let me step in and let me just say this. If he's out searching for the 18-year-olds, because see, I've heard different reports that she's actually 24 and they met while she was 19, which is still crazy, but it's so many different reports. This is how I know it's all bullshit. Because when you have different reports of when they started messing around with each other, it just says a lot of stuff. Because now, supposedly, because, we did a whole report last summer about Michelle. So if he was messing with her while also having sex with this other girl, how legitimate is this relationship, supposedly?
But see, that's what I tell people. It's like, people keep saying, you should have been doing this, you should have been doing this. It's like, well, if he doesn't want to, what's wrong with how he wants to live his life? He doesn't have to get married. He doesn't have to have kids.
No.
If he wants to have kids and not be married, that's still possible. It's his choice. I just don't think anyone should tell anybody,
kids.
at 50, you should be, married. No, that's not true.
No, in terms of that.
Most CEOs aren't even married just because they don't have time for a family.
If he's banging an 18 or 19-year-old, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Now, if he's out there looking for an 18-year-old.
If he's actually searching.
Yeah,
now, granted, let's be clear. Whether he's searching for an 18-year-old or not, she's 18 and she's an adult in most eyes. Now, if you want to change that, you can change that. But the real case is that now this young woman is now suing him for $50 million because supposedly she's been abusing him. Now she has released.
She said it was rape and abusement. Now I feel like that's where a lot of stuff can get messy, just because the biggest issue with saying the word rape really is that the moment you hear it, it's automatically everyone turns against it.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is if you're gonna say that word, you better
have significant
proof.
proof.
It can't be he raped me and then you get to the whole trial and it's well, was it rape? Was it not? Is it that gray line?
Because we could hit Jonathan Major's case where he was in the wrong, but it was also more or less both.
Yeah.
And it fucked him over more than it fucked her over because he's more famous.
Now, like I said, if that's his choice of what he wants to go for, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
It's his choice, his money, his power, his life.
Yeah.
No one can tell him what's wrong. I think this whole lawsuit's going to get crazy. I feel like the fact that he's also had no problem releasing the text messages, he knows there's nothing there.
There's nothing.
I feel like it's definitely a very... It's going to be a he said, she said thing.
Yes. Until you show significant proof.
Yeah. Now, I did hear the voice recording.
Which is bullshit because at the end, as a married man, I too have wanted to say, and I have said, I will knock your punk ass the fuck out over the phone to my wife. Didn't do it. What?
Say that again?
Knock my wife punk ass the fuck out? Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take that.
And like you say that to your significant, doesn't mean you do it. Sometimes you get on the nerve and you want to say certain shit.
You don't do that?
No.
I do that all the time.
Oh Jesus.
That's why luchadores and all that back in
That's
Jamaica.
why you
That's why
and
I have a
Alberto were best friends.
What the hell?
That's
Don't put me
different.
with that guy.
But still.
Me and my wife had a ring, alright? We knocked each other out.
Ah, sure. But no, still, like she put out that and it made it sound like, oh, look, see, he said you want to choke me. And then when you look at it and you listen to her, you're like, he didn't really say, yo, when I see you, I'm going to choke your ass out. And then actually does
it's
it.
crazy. I think it's going to be definitely a very through the summer thing. It's already cost him that ESPN deal.
No, actually, they said it's on hold. Well, it's on hold.
That's what I'm. But let's be honest. When it means on hold, it means hey, if you're guilty, don't come back. Don't call us. Lose our number. If you're not guilty, we gonna pay you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. But I don't think they're gonna pay him as much. And I think
it's
with this, I think it does hurt a lot of his
she's cost
views.
the money. Yeah.
Well, not even that. I think a lot of companies are gonna start like probably adding clauses for him. You know, like hey, if there's another lawsuit. Like we have the advantage to just cancel your contract without a payout.
But this is his first criminal accusation ever.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever happened like this before, which says a lot because at the end of the day, and look, I'm not defending Shannon because if he did do it, he's a scumbag. But I don't think he did it because of the way this girl is. You ask her for $50 million, and a lot of people are saying, "Well, why would he offer her 10?" Because at the end of the day, you saw with Jonathan Majors, he was innocent to a certain extent. And it cost him money. It costs you more to be innocent than it is way more than when you're guilty. So it's like...
I did see a lot of people going like, oh, you know, why did you offer $10 million? Sometimes you're better off paying now than getting it public. Think about it this way. If it never went public and she took that $10 million, he would have signed that deal right now, and that $10 million would have meant nothing.
Yeah.
But now, it's all different because of the fact that it's out first.
And it's mighty... And a lot of people was pointing out as well, it's mighty funny that this happens while the deal is coming on. So like, what's your thoughts on this?
Isn't that always how it goes, though?
Oh,
I feel like
100%.
you always wait till the deal comes. Like, another example would have been Jalen Carter.
Yes.
He wasn't sued or anything until he got drafted.
Yes.
So they found out what he was going to get.
Yeah.
That's always the thing. I feel like this was a pre-planned
A
move.
little bit
obviously.
different, but still, yes.
Yeah,
I get
it's
what
a
you
lot different. Don't get me wrong. Two horrible situations.
Yes.
No matter how you look at them, it's just that from what it looks like, it's always wait till
No,
the deal
that's
or
a good
whatever
comp
starts.
because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, why didn't you take care of that before? And then you saw what he was. I'm like, all right, we're going to get something out of this either way. So what's your thoughts on this?
You know, I don't know the Shannon Sharpe that much. I don't get ESPN and Mexico really.
They don't.
My thoughts on this is like, I don't judge him of like what he does really.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, he gotta be careful, man. Especially the Olin fans. Like they will come for money.
You know, somebody said this, and I found this funny. Somebody said, because like they remember an interview that he did with Monique, and Monique was telling his ass way back when, you need to get yourself an old fat bitch because at the end of the day, you're going to end up getting in these streets with one of these young girls and they're going to get you in trouble. Now, he is innocent until proven guilty. There is nothing substantial about this as of yet. So when we get more information, you'll get more information about this. If you have any thoughts and opinions about it, leave a comment below.
How do you
Let us
feel
know.
about it?
Do you feel like he should be held accountable? Or should you think that the girl should be more held accountable? Granted, we will never know who this girl is. There's been a lot of reports about it's this girl and that girl. They will never report her until TMZ actually gets a full name because it's a criminal sexual case and you're not allowed to put the victim's name.
I guess
Yeah.
waiting for Narwhal to come up.
Sure.
And I guess another question would be, how do you feel about what other people say? Should you be married by 50? Should you be having kids by 50? Are you allowed to live your life?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I agree. Like, look, if he's fucking bitches and he's 56, I mean, he already has the sex pill. Of course he's...
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of crazy, man. He has the blue chew.
Blue chew. Like, he's not fucking on 40, 50-year-olds with blue chew. They done after the third round, second round. He good for at least 4 or 5, 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
All the steroids that dude pump, he's got to get
Listen.
that out.
Maybe there's some of the things that was on that document was true.
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
It's gonna be a crazy time. To be fair, it's a lot of lawsuits coming out with that stuff. If you think about it,
Well, you know what it is.
Vince.
Yes.
Shannon Sharpe.
I'm telling you.
There's more.
Vince is more
of
substantial
football.
because at the end of the day,
What was the punter from Buffalo? Who got? Matt.
Yes, but that was significant. Deshaun Watson and all that was.
No, but he wasn't found guilty. He was found innocent. The punter.
He was found innocent because at the end of the day, you got to pay. They paid off.
I thought he was. The courts found him.
It was
Was it?
payoff. That's the only reason. Like, you don't say dismiss charges.
Real quick about the NFL, I know since we're talking about Shannon Sharpe, how do you guys feel about the rumor that Henry Ruggs III, who went to jail, is on course to be released soon?
Mm-hmm. He served his time.
And there's a rumor that he's still willing to try out for another team again.
He will not get into the NFL. He will probably get to the UFL.
What did he do?
He was
Drunk
basically
driving.
a kid drunk driving in Las Vegas and killed somebody.
Very high speeds.
Yes.
And
So
he,
close to 200 miles per hour.
I think it was 220, yeah.
Yeah. In a new car. And he was a top wide receiver, becoming one of the top wide receivers. Listen, at the end of the day, the NFL is all for second chances, Michael Vick and a bunch of other guys, but it's more or less like this. Until he can prove that he can play still, he's not going to get a shot. He'll get a tryout, no question, because that's what the NFL does. They want to see what you look like at first.
Yeah, I agree with
But
that.
he'll get into the UFL and the XFL, it's the UFL now, and he'll
You don't
get
think
there.
he might still have it?
No, I think he has it, but I
think
just think
the biggest. I think his hands he'll still have. I think the biggest question is gonna be his speed.
yes.
I doubt he's had much chance to get his speed really
Well,
in prison. Like that.
he might still be running, but it's just more or less it's the game speed at that. But we'll see at the trial once he releases.
I just thought I'd bring that up.
But by the time that even the season will be well and underway, there will have to be a desperate ass team.
No, I feel like they said that he's eligible for this summer.
He is, but again, the season.
That's
will be,
if he gets.
Who's unless there's significant injury at the wide receivers.
There's a lot of teams out there that kind of at this
Sure,
point
Dallas.
need something. You got Dallas. To be fair, you got the Panthers.
No, Dallas.
Panthers.
Dallas.
Panthers.
Because at the end of the day, I'd rather see the Dallas Cowboys do that and do publicity and all that other stuff. Speaking of the NFL, we got the draft coming up in just a few hours. But by the time this comes out, draft will pretty much, tomorrow. By the time this episode drops on Friday, the draft night one will probably be already done. Again, the Super Bowl champs probably won't be picking in first round. If they do, it's either a move up or they're trading to get a player. So,
You think AJ Brown is leaving?
no, that's all bullshit.
No.
That's all bullshit.
Are you just saying that because you want to believe it?
No, because at the end of the day, when you're a successful team, a lot of people want your downfall so they can say,
Which,
you're stupid.
I definitely agree. I agree with that. Now, don't think there's a possibility? I disagree with you. I think there's a possibility. I just think it's not as high as people think it is. But I think the Patriots trading for AJ Brown is definitely like a 30% possible.
You will have to have Jettas in your back pocket or somebody that's better than AJ Brown. You can't say we're bringing in Abdul Kader
No.
and
Well,
we're giving away
obviously-
AJ Brown. The
Obviously-
fans will not go for
But
it.
I feel like the biggest thing to look at is the fact that Smitty resigned for another year.
Well,
So
he's
but I
extended.
feel like the way it's being looked at is that he might become 1A, and then you just gotta hope on the two rookies you drafted last year.
No, but they're role players at the end of the day. But that's what I mean. Unless they were significant players, right? You're not getting rid of AJ for unproven rookie.
I agree.
You would have to literally, if not, and Jettas is the extreme example, that you would have to have somebody that was a young, talented wide receiver, similar build but maybe faster, that you know
Or that
when
you
you
could
come
trade
in, that you could trade for to come in and automatic. The fans will be like, okay, cool, that's fine. All right, now let's rock and roll.
Can I give you a hypothetical? George Pickens?
No,
Why?
no, because he isn't as savvy as AJ Brown.
You're not looking for savvy.
No, but you are, because you can't just sit here and say, all right, we got AJ Brown who's tough and rugged and that could get open and a drop of a dime, where George Pickens is very talented, don't get me wrong, but his prowess is a go route, jump off. That's it right now. Not saying that's all he does, but that's all we've seen, because that's what all Pittsburgh has been offering. if you were to say Puka Nacua, you got something. Or
But
Nico
it's not
Collins.
the same thing you just said. That
No, but or
second year.
Yeah, but
second year he was injured.
Yeah, but or Nico Collins, right? Younger, bigger built, somebody similar. You know, that type of guy. You just can't go and just, we get rid of A.J. Brown. And
I don't want them to get rid of
No, I know. That's not what
but
you're saying, but I'm saying in general.
I think it's a bigger possibility than people think it is. And I think it's because, one, it's also, you got to remember, it's Mike, the head coach.
Mike Vrabel.
Right there.
Everybody says that.
Which I don't disagree with. I definitely think you could definitely tell that when he got traded, they were both super upset.
Yes.
It was definitely like neither of them wanted that to happen.
No.
The bigger thing is, would the Patriots trade a 3 for AJ? Yeah. They personally believe that they have the means to the team now. All they're missing is another wide receiver. And I don't think Diggs was it. I think Diggs was definitely he's what's available. Mm-hmm. Let's go for it. Especially coming from an ACL, right? Mm-hmm. Or what was it? Is it
No, it's an ACL.
You're hoping he's coming back to being 15% of what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you need. Now, if you bring in, obviously, AJ and you have Diggs, it's a lot. You look a lot better.
You look a lot better.
But that's the thing. I think the possibility of them overpaying for AJ Brown is definitely possible.
But they have AJ Brown. If you're talking about this, and this is all hypotheticals. If you're talking about AJ Brown, and all this stuff is coming from haters and the Patriots camp because they're trying to put two and two together. So let me just sit here and say this: in order for you to get AJ Brown, talking about the Patriots, not only will you have to give up your first pick, you will have to give up Christian Gonzalez, and as well as your best defensive edge rusher.
No,
No. I'm saying, in order to shut up Eagles fans. And people will still be pissed because at the end of the day is this. AJ's signed for 3 more years. Smitty is signed for 4 more years. Everything that you're saying is absolutely correct. It's a possibility.
Isn't AJ Brown signed for 2 more years?
No, he signed a 3-year extension. He has 2 more years left, but he has 3 years this season plus 2 more. So, everything that you're saying is 100% correct. There's always a possibility. Howie is always willing and dealing. But Howie's learned that if I gave up Ryan Dawkins...
I agree. My biggest thing is that
I
don't think he would ask for that. We wouldn't be able to ask for that many players.
No.
Now, Christian Gonzalez, you could easily ask for that.
And your first round pick.
Yeah, you need the first. The first is automatic, no matter how you look at it. Christian Gonzalez, you can easily be like, he's a necessary that you could have for the future, especially with the 2 others he would have, Cooper and Q. I don't think you would need another defensive player. There was no point if that's what the number 3 pick is for, or 4. Let's be honest.
But this is what I mean by because you're giving up a lot of money on your offense end.
The other question would be, what if at 4, when you do trade, there's still the better wide receivers? In my opinion, I think, like who?
No, there's no one right now that you would take over AJ Brown in the draft.
Oh well,
that's what I'm saying. Like, remember, when we got AJ Brown, they took Treylon Burks to Tennessee, and that hasn't worked out. That's what I'm saying. Howie is going. I'll give you a deal that everybody wants to talk about. There's nobody talking about. Remember, in the last 2 weeks, the Eagles have been rumored to take Tyreek Hill. We're in the mix for Tyreek Hill because he was disgruntled. Not going to happen. And now this week, we've been in the mix for Buda Baker for safety because he's not going to sign with the Cardinals. Not going to happen. So that means there is a trade coming. I just don't know what. But I will say this. Maybe it's a tight end from Atlanta that you don't know about because his contract, he has 2 more years left on his contract. And we'll see that. But
we're finally going to have the right Kyle in Philadelphia.
We'll see. But, by the time this episode come out, we'll see who the Eagles get. I don't, honestly, unless they make a trade, we'll see. AJ is not going to be one of them. If he does that, the city will blow up. Not because of him trading, but it would be just like, why did you trade him and you're not getting anything significant?
The only way I'll be okay with the AJ Brown trade is if he himself comes like, hey, I really want to leave. Like, this is my dream team. Which, to be fair, you gotta look at what this would also mean for AJ. Mm-hmm. The Patriots being his favorite team. Mm-hmm. It would be a homecoming, not a homecoming for him.
Yes, but unless he comes out and he says, No,
that's what I was going to say. Like, it would be a homecoming for him. He would play for the team he's his favorite team.
He's comfortable for. Yeah.
The team he's looked up to the most. And two, in my opinion, if he came out and said, "Hey, this is why I want to leave," I would understand.
But you know,
And he would've
all this fucking really stems from him posting about the Julian Edelman jersey.
This one's a Tom Brady one, right?
Yeah.
This is when he got a Tom
Who the
Brady
fuck cares? I collect jerseys all the time when I was younger too. When you got stupid money, you do that. Look at El Luchador. He has 15,000 masks in his house, but he only wears this one because that's his favorite one. He has 38,000 daggone sneakers, and he only wears certain ones. Me, I only have 2 pairs of drawers, and I don't wear none. So, all right, that just tells you what the fuck we got to deal with.
Sure.
But we got NBA playoffs going on. We'll see if Luka gets... They won last night, so they're not getting swept. I was going to say he was going to probably get
The
swept.
question is Luka signing with the Lakers?
Well, we'll see if he gets knocked out in the first round or not.
Are we going to see a Jokic and Luka team up sooner than we
Possibly.
believe?
We'll talk more about the NBA playoffs after the first round of playoffs are done as well. We got the sport. We got the draft tomorrow. Movies this week. Well, how much time we got left? Well, you know, we could probably wrap up today for the first episode. But any last words on Luchador?
Yes.
What's up?
We didn't touch on this, but I do want to get off my chest.
Oh, you know what? Before you start, because I skipped out on this, and I apologize. We're only going to talk about it for a little bit, but it's a lot. WrestleMania week.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
WrestleMania just happened.
Pissed me
What's your
off.
thoughts on nights 1 and 2, and especially what's going on with hold on. Might not be able to talk about it. No, we could talk. We could talk about it. Hello, we could talk about it.
I knew this.
You can't talk about
What
it,
the hell?
but you could talk about it.
What the hell?
Alright, since my friend here, El Luchador, has the most to say on his mind, I will give him the mic first.
Let's keep it short because I forget. We just went out. So go ahead.
I only want to say this. My greatest rival, El Grande Americano. I'm not that okay.
Don't you need to be in the same starlight to have a rival?
Who do you think blackballed him? I did. We fought 800 times.
800.
800 times in Mexico and around the world. And you know what? I had enough of his bullshit. So I blackballed him. got rid of him, I left him in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico.
No. Golf of America.
They reconned that. He said he got relocated. But yes, I'm the one responsible. I would admit it. I blackballed him.
Okay.
I hated. They had parades, parties for him,
Okay.
and so did I. But I have an ego. I admit it. I blackballed him, and to see him come back, I was furious. I was about to go there and settle it myself.
Do nothing about it.
But then I saw Rey Mysterio said, "I'm gonna take you on." I believe in him. He's one of the greatest luchadores there is.
Rey Mysterio or?
Rey Mysterio.
Oh.
Also El Grande.
El Grande is one of the greatest.
Yes, he is one of the greatest. Of course, I fought him 800 times.
What's your record against him? 800 times?
Me and him.
Uh-huh.
I gotta look at the stats.
He's definitely winning though. He's fought at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
He's winning.
He's winner. He had WrestleMania.
Real quick, thoughts on night 1, 2, worst fight,
just say,
best fight.
all right, yes. Give me your
Just your best
not
fight?
your best. Don't give me your whole thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the main events.
Main events. Night 1 main event. It was the best one out of the two. Honestly, story and wrestling quality. It was right there. Night 2, wrestling kind of sucked, but hey, you want to say it was because for the storyline, because John Cena wants to ruin wrestling. Go for it. Story. I'm so alright with John Cena winning and all that. I just didn't want the Travis Scott to be there really. But again, if you want to say he wants to ruin wrestling, go for it. Overall, I'm just happy he won the 17th time and all that. But it wasn't really didn't feel like a true main event. But obviously, for John Cena to win it, it makes it the main event. That's all that matters.
That's true. Guys, I forgot all about WrestleMania. Not forgetting about it because we watched it here. I forgot about talking about it, and that was my fault. I apologize for that. We'll talk about it more next week. Again, we're going to hit you every week. Hopefully, not hopefully, we will. You might see us live, you might not. All right? And if not, we'll see you again every Friday or Wednesday on this beautiful, beautiful YouTube channel. If you haven't caught the show on YouTube, catch us on our podcast, the Will Ray Show podcast, on Apple, Spotify, anywhere else where you can listen to your podcast. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Well, not Twitter. Twitter is more important. So Instagram, TikTok. Check us out, guys.
Or Twitter.
No, that's porn. Unless we're showing Luchador's porn with Stacy Keibler.
That Grande exposed that. He leaked that.
No, Jesus.
That's why it was just...
Guys, we appreciate you. Love you. Peace out. We'll see you next time, all right? Shout out to everybody, too, all right? Peace out, guys.
Made all of this money this week. Shit look amazing.